Welcome to this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market. We're going to take a look at Manhattan and Brooklyn. We're also going to take a look at the luxury market, meaning properties that are priced at $4 million and above. I'm Julianne Bond, and I'm a residential real estate broker in New York City, where for over 20 years, I have helped buyers and sellers successfully navigate the often turbulent waters of New York City real estate. Each week, I bring you the latest news on the New York City market. I do it to keep you informed, whether you are actively in the market, thinking about entering the market, or maybe you're just curious about what goes on here. Let's get started with the luxury market. So these are properties that are priced at $4 million and above. We're looking at the Manhattan market at these properties for those things that went into contract in the last week. There were 27 contracts signed last week in Manhattan at $4 million and above. This is 3 more than the previous week. Condos outsold co-ops 15-3. It was the biggest week for townhouses that I've ever reported on. And there were 9 deals that included the top 2 sales. Both were in Greenwich Village. Just regarding the townhouse market, year to date, 146 contracts for townhouses have been signed, a total that is approaching the 2014 record of 153 contracts. The average prices and size are relatively the same as in past years, with the average townhouse asking 1,825 a square foot, and the average size of the townhouse being a little more than 5,600 square feet. It seems that the COVID virus and its variants are really driving the townhouse activity. Buyers are opting for a kind of bubble in order to avoid being in buildings with elevators and lots of other people, and this way they can secure the space that they want, the large space that they want. They can put things in for themselves like private gyms and gardens. They also many of these have terraces. So it seems that most of the houses that have traded this year in 2021 have needed work, but this last week's top 2 deals were signed at premium prices that reflected quality renovations. So let's talk about those 2 top contracts. The number 1 contract was at 30 Grove Street. It was asking $28 million. It was listed in September 2019, and just anecdotally, it was purchased in 2011 for $8.25 million, and it was absolutely impeccably renovated by a top designer and contractor. The 5-story, 21-foot wide townhouse has almost 5,900 square feet. It includes 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3 powder rooms, 2 fireplaces. It has an elevator. It has a double height ceiling in the living room. It has a rooftop greenhouse, landscape garden, terrace, wine cellar, gym. It is one of the most expensive houses ever to sell in the West Village. The number 2 contract was 79 Horatio Street, asking $26 million. It was listed in January. The house was purchased for $21 million back in 2014 after being renovated. At 23 feet wide and 5 stories, the house has 7,900 square feet, including 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3 powder rooms, a staff room, and an elevator. It has over 2,000 square feet of outdoor space between a landscaped garden and a rooftop terrace. So I've shared those links with you. You can check those out. These are absolutely stunning properties, and it's very exciting to see this kind of activity with townhouses. So let's talk about some quick stats for the week. The total weekly asking price sales volume was $234,159,999. The average asking price was 8.6 million, almost 8.7 million. And here's a couple interesting other statistics to consider. The average discount from original ask to last asking price was 8%. And the average days on market was 546. Now, why so many days? Well, these are luxury properties. They don't move as quickly. You need a certain kind of buyer for these properties. Also, take into consideration not necessarily these townhouses, although they were both on the market for a while, but often with our luxury market, we're looking at new development. And so from the time those come on the market until the time they go into contract, it can be quite a few days. So now let's take a look at the Manhattan market for last week. Well, I would say if we were going to just call it something or describe this, we would say there is not a lot of new stuff coming on the market. It doesn't really surprise me because we are at the end of August. We are about to go into Labor Day. We saw the week supply from last week. There's 191 new properties in Manhattan that have come on the market. That is a change of almost 27% down. And I'm going to come back to talk about supply in a minute because there's a little more to this story, but I just want to go on and talk about the contracts signed last week. That's up almost 10%. 256 contracts were signed. We are definitely seeing, I guess it goes without saying, a lot more contracts being signed. So we're seeing a lot more demand than we are seeing supply. But here's something really interesting to think about. For August, our supply is actually more than it usually is. It's like 40% more than we're used to seeing in August. So interesting. It's not like historically this is low supply. In fact, it's 40% higher than we're used to having in August. It's just that the demand is so great right now. That's the Manhattan market. I've shared a chart with you. It kind of gets into the deep dive about off market and contracts on all the usual details. I'm always happy to talk about this. If you have any questions at all about kind of the details about what's coming, where we are, what's happening, just let me know. I'm always happy to talk to you.